What's up, fellow apes and goddesses? Hope everyone's having a blessed FOMC day. Today is going to be like our Super Bowl. If you're risking, try to manage your risk today. Obviously, today we're trying to make shekels and rupees. Let's go! I think it could be a big day just because not only FOMC at 2 p.m., but we have major earnings calls at 4 p.m. today. All the tech companies are reporting. I think it's Microsoft, Alphabet, Carvana, Coinbase. There's a whole bunch. I can't even remember them right now, but basically it's like the who's who for Nasdaq. So there should be at 4 p.m. another injection of volatility. Basically 2 p.m. FOMC, and then 4 p.m. earnings calls all the way into 5 p.m. So we'll have like 3 to 5 hours of crazy volatility to trade, which is amazing. This is going to be like Christmas for traders, but we're looking at a coin Big Boss gave us a few days. It's fairly new. On the daily, you could only see like there's minimal candles printed right now, but we did have like a push here to here on the daily and a drawdown into deep discount. So naturally, this is where we're looking for longs and trying to position for whatever inefficiencies were left behind to get rebalanced. What I'm watching here, you guys seen a few streams where we talked about swing points and how to identify swing low. It's basically a short-term low to the left, a middle candle that basically takes out that candle's low, like an SFP, but closes above. That's your long-term low. And then you're waiting for a short-term low to get put in on the right. It's still early in the day, but basically that's the setup we're looking for this to be a daily swing point. The best way, I mean, this is something that I don't know if anyone talks about this, but it's something I use just for identifying it better. But when you have a key level, meaning you close over here, the next day you have a manipulation down but close above that level, it's starting to show that this is a key level that you want to see it close above. So if today we form a wick here, even if it goes down to here but forms the higher low, and then we close above that level, it'll be a clear sign to me that this is all demand. This whole range is getting absorbed, and basically people that are looking to fill larger positions are absorbing anyone's position that's puking in the range. So that's going to be a pretty strong tell in the range if we see the candle close back above that key level at 35. What is it? I don't even know. 35, 382, whatever it is. All right, so 4 hour, I'm watching this. You could zoom in and see it more cleanly. You had a low here, they got taken out here. So that's your raid. And then you had pretty good displacement above these highs. So that was your shift. Potential signal on the intraday time frame that there is a shift in order flow. So then you form a range from this low to that high. That's your 4 hour dealing range. And then there's an imbalance between these wicks on the 4 hour, which we tagged. And it's, as of now, it looks like it's failing to displace below that level. So if the 4 hour closes in 3.5 hours in this range or above, that'll be a very good signal on the medium term time frame. In this case, it's a high time frame just because not too many candles, but it'll be a good sign that this is trying to bottom in the range here. Now, if we drop it to the lower time frame, the 15, I use this usually just to see where the imbalances on newer coins are, and did they fill the deepest ones or liquidity voids. You can see a whole bunch of them on the way up. There was one here, rebalanced in real time. They left behind a bit of a liquidity void here, pushed up. These are all rebalancing in real time. Imbalance, imbalance. Few more here, they rebalanced them there, and then they came back, grabbed these here. So the only one I see left is over there, this liquidity void. So between those wicks, and you could see the pullback into discount, they basically rebalanced that liquidity void. Now there's none left, so there's basically no sell side liquidity voids, sorry, buy side liquidity voids left. And in this range, we have pretty much that standard setup. So raid, shift, dealing range, and then we drew into the 4-hour and rebalanced. So it's over here is kind of looking good. You could even look at the oscillators. So right here you have a higher low on RSI, higher low on the momentum, lower low on the price. So you have some divergence starting to come in on the lower time frame. So all I'm watching right now is, do they hold this 4-hour imbalance? If they continue to close above that with a failure to go lower, even if they wick into these lows, but then that gets absorbed immediately, because again on the high time frame, even if they drop it below, I mean, I wouldn't want to see it even wick into this low. I'd like to see it wick into this range and then get absorbed immediately, because below this, I mean, then it could easily start repricing down. But like any wick into that 4-hour and then absorption right away, that'd be a really good signal that this could be bottoming. And then to target, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You have liquidity here and here, so this is going to be like your first zone to maybe TP, and then you have a 4-hour imbalance right there. So it's like a pretty glaring one. What I normally do on like fairly new coins is I'll toggle between time frames and then just open the imbalance up to the lowest time frame that it displays, right? This zone is all redelivered, rebalanced. You can see the wicks up and down. So I would say up to the 1-hour time frame, this would be the imbalance I'm targeting, maybe 30 minutes. Yeah, there's, I mean, one small one there. There's even one right here, you could say. So 30-minute one there, and then you have equal highs. So I think the equal highs are a pretty strong footprint to go higher. But again, until we leave this zone, there's nothing. So by the end of today, the main thing to be watching is for that short-term low to the right to form. And again, if it closes above that key level, that'll be a very strong long signal right above this. If this candle closes above here, I'm going to start adding a lot. So let's see, with APR, it should be a pretty good entry down here. I don't see why you would short the low, but for long, this could be, you know, the early stage to a much higher prices. So let's see. All right, guys. Cheers.